what many of you folks are. I'm a social scientist, but I'm interested in the whole space race that's happening currently. And from what I can understand, that the two big impeding factors to really explore space is A, the lack of enforcement, and B, the per capita fuel cost that is required. So I wanted to get your thoughts on, do you think there are, or what do you think are the advances being made in terms of addressing, well, the Artemis Accord is sort of trying to address some bit of the enforcement, I guess, but in terms of this whole in terms of fuel development and looking at alternatives to get us there at a cheaper cost, it's a little different. I don't know if you want to engage, but yeah, that was my question.
Well, you had
Thanks.
two questions, and the first part, which you use the word enforcement, is I didn't fully understand your question. I understand that the word enforcement is beyond my ability to talk. It refers to human beings and their social ability to deal with each other. So I have nothing to say about that here now. But in terms of the second question, uh, uh, you use per capita, but you meant to say per pound or per
Yes, per
kilogram.
pound. As
Uh,
a socialist, I
uh,
use per capita, but
r- right. So the thing is, it takes something like uh, uh, $10,000 per kilogram, if I'm not mistaken, right now, to put things into orbit before Elon Musk came along. I think it's $10,000 per kilogram, uh, and he will reduce the price to $1,000 per kilogram. If I have it wrong by a factor of 10, excuse me, but he may reduce the price by as much as 10,000, as a factor of 10, in terms of being able to launch things. They'll become cheaper. Now, as that becomes cheaper, we will be able to get to fuel sources that will be even cheaper to use, because you have to launch the fuel off the Earth, and the Earth is a deep gravity well. It's heavy. It's hard to lift things off the Earth, but it's easier to lift things off of the moon. So if the moon has resources that we could mine for the purposes of creating fuel, for example, hydrogen and oxygen, which is found in water, then the cost of moving things around the solar system could be reduced by perhaps another factor of 10. And then, if we then use that additional factor of 10 to move ourselves to the asteroids, it's still, we can only currently move minuscule amounts of things back to the Earth. But if we can get there, and with increased cheapness, it'll become economically feasible to mine the asteroids for their fuel. And then when because the asteroids have water, uh, there's water everywhere in this solar system. Uh, and if the asteroids have water for us, it'll be a simple matter for us, because leaving an asteroid and bringing it to low Earth, or to near the Earth, is relatively simple, from the point of view not of politics. Politically, it could be horrible, but from the point of view of celestial mechanics, really easy. And you can do all the mining there. You don't bring the whole asteroid, you just bring the pieces you want. So if the only thing you want is the fuel, you just go there, get the fuel, and come back. And the asteroids have an awful lot of fuel. They've got uh, they've got the water on our Earth came from the outer solar system. So the outer solar system has all the water we could ever want for fuel. So ultimately, there's no end to the amount of fuel we can find in this solar system. So you can continue to build on that. Does that answer your question?
yes, it does. Thank you.
I'm sorry I didn't. I'm slowing down the questions are the answers are faster. The questions are slowing down. So I think we're finished for the evening.
Stepped up. So
and
you know that's I think it's been a great, again, in a very dark time. It's been kind of a great proof of what our technology is.
Just to say goodbye, but no more questions. And
do you have a YouTube channel?
I have a YouTube. Okay, so I have a YouTube channel. I have I have 42 currently 42 videos. I haven't added to them since I stopped teaching, and they will let you know what I look like, sound like, you know, what how I do things. Uh, and I talk for an hour on a single subject, except when I'm interrupted. So you can get to see what I do there. Uh, if you want to see my website, it's there on my profile as well, and you
do
can
you have
see.
A username of? Can you tell
It's
the
right
username
there.
of the user?
It's Laird Whitehill. It's right there on my profile. It tells you how to get there. Uh, just you Google my name, Laird Whitehill,
Yes,
and
sir,
you
I
find my
did.
YouTube channel. And subscribe. I suggest you all subscribe if you're interested in seeing me do my thing. I promise you, very few people have been able to sit through the whole thing. So if you are one of the very few, welcome to my world. And and otherwise, just check out my website. You can see the links that I use to develop my classes. And if you want to see me again on Clubhouse, you can ring my bell next to my head, and then when I appear, I show up. I tend to do this room on a 3 or 4 days a week these days, at 11 o'clock New York City time, Eastern time, which has started 2 hours ago. Uh, I would love to have you all come back and ask more questions. Uh, and uh, with that, uh, Jack, my son-in-law who lives in Istanbul with my daughter and my grandson, has queued up my grandson. Hello, Orion. Hi, Mama. Hello, Orion. Thank you, Orion, for being here. We can dance. What did he just say, Jack? Dance. Dance?
He's reading a dance. He's reading a book about classical music that you can dance to. So he's saying dance.
I see. Okay. Well, I'll see you this evening, Orion. Thank you for joining Clubhouse tonight with me, uh, and uh, and for the rest of you, I thank you for being here tonight, and and entertaining me while I entertain you, and please please come again. And meanwhile, what I'm going to do now is just be quiet. Oh, Tony, I asked you to remind me. What did I ask you to remind me of? Uh, if you don't mind, do you remember? Are you still here?
Yeah, the Blackbird Industries. I sent you a link in the email.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Mhm.
Because really, I really do have short-term memory loss. So that's Uh, so thank you. Okay, thank you all, and I'm going to be quiet now, and you can talk among yourselves until there's quiet in the room, and then I will end it. Go to bed, Grandpa. Thank you, Orion.
Laird, can I make an announcement before you leave?
Yes.
So just in case anybody's interested, Brian Green is giving a talk tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the Big Bang and Multiverse. And if you're interested, the registration is free, and the registration link is on my profile on Clubhouse, so you can register yourself.
Okay, wait. I'm gonna look. Wait. Uh, um, uh, wait a second. I gotta find you. Where are you? Golly, I don't see you. Where are you? Where are you?
So I'm down towards the
Oh,
bottom of
Marianne,
the
you're
list.
Marianne?
Yes.
Marianne, you're Marianne?
Yes, yes.
Okay, okay. I'm gonna have to see your profile because, okay, so I'm gonna take a picture of the screen.
Yes, and the link is case sensitive, so make sure that you type in exactly as you see it.
What, can I ask you, it's case sensitive?
It
Really?
happened to be case sensitive because I typed everything in using lowercase and it gave me an error. And then I just put in exactly as, because I got the information from Brian Green's Facebook page. So I typed in exactly as he put it in on his page, and it worked. So it sends you a confirmation of registration as soon as you register, but then they say that they will send you the link for the talk 2 hours prior.
Okay. Mariam, which country are you in?
I'm in Canada. I'm in Eastern Canada, London, Ontario.
Okay, good. So you could, so you're staying up late. I always could use a PhD in astronomy, lecturer in physics, in my room. Uh, I'm always anxious to have people who can answer questions, and because my answers are sometimes uh, short, too sweet, and I'm missing many fine points that could be interesting. I'm only interested in the fine points, the fun points, if you will. More the fun than the science. But if you're willing to come and join, I'd certainly appreciate if you would join me at some future date and just be here in the rooms that I do. I'd love you to join together with Prayag is here often and Sapir is here often. And if I've left anybody else out, of course Tony is here, but she's not an expert, and she's just the official bookkeeper, Jimmy Cricket, and all sorts of things. A lot of people come on a regular basis to this room, and I certainly wouldn't. I would love to have you come as well if you're interested.
Thank you. Yeah, I'll try my best to be here. It's actually kind of late when you start the room, but
It
I'll
is.
try my best to be here whenever I can. My area of expertise is in exoplanets and planetary dynamics. So if there are questions about that, I'd be happy to answer those.
Well, the thing is, when I have somebody like you in the room, what happens is I ask you questions. Uh, that's what happens because I have lots of things that I need to know, and when I have an expert in a particular field of astrophysics, then you get to be the victim. You're on stage as well. So thank you. If you're ever here again, I appreciate you coming, and I would love you to have you here. In the meanwhile, I am now going to again do what I said, which is be quiet and let you talk among yourselves. And so with that, I am now quiet. So I put in a concept. Then not concept. What are you queuing him up to do and say?
Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye,
It was
Sean.
a
Goodbye,
very
Dora.
Goodbye,
informative
goodbye.
one. Bye, everyone.
Thank you, Laird,
Bye.
for the room.
Gangadhari Shaktiman hai.